Famous Gaming having a little bit of a different opener this time with their Spirit Mirana, but also not too bad of a start there. So
Mirana has been very popular in this region. And I mean South America specifically. We've been seeing her get some love elsewhere and also in the NA, but these South American teams really like her for some reason. And I don't know what role to expect. Like I really feel like she's now in a spot where you could see her in the 4, 5, 3, or even 2. Not really the 1. I don't know about that, but apparently 5 Mirana is a thing.
yeah, if you get to hit those arrows, you can still do a lot of work. So gotta hit them. I think that's the most important thing about 5 Mirana.
Always.
You just need to be confident with the Mirana hero, and I think you can play it on almost any role, except maybe the 1 as well. I don't think it's that great. I think in some games it could be, but yeah, most likely it's gonna be one of those 4 roles that you mentioned. It is a nice little. It's like a nice. I wouldn't say it's a counter to Phoenix, but it does help you against the egg. So there's that nice little amplification there against the Phoenix.
Yeah. The additional attack speed.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody that can kind of handle the egg. You see these games where they just don't have any egg hitters, or they're all melee or something, and it gives the Phoenix a much easier game and a lot of team fight that can combo with big eggs.
Yeah, it does.
The Tiny, also a bit of a flex pick, though. I would expect this to be a support Tiny. Some players are running it mid.
It could be. It could be also like an offlane Tiny or core Tiny. I do feel like, I mean, you could play the 4 Tiny and then play 5 Phoenix or offlane Phoenix or something. So you have a lot of options here.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Draft is pretty open. When Infamous draft is a little bit less open, but I think Michael played so good on Earth Spirit, so just give the man Earth Spirit again.
Yeah.
If you have an Earth Spirit player, you can just keep playing it. I feel like the hero is really good right now, and
yeah,
if you know what you're doing with the hero, you can definitely do a lot of work.
Yeah, Earth Spirit's definitely back. He is one that now that I see him in his current state and how strong he feels, it's like this hero was so fucking busted for so long. It kind of puts it into perspective as now Ember gets picked up, the second Ember. So very heavy on the mobility, or second Spirit rather. Very heavy on the mobility for Infamous. All 3 of these heroes a little bit tough to lock down, and Brazil are a little bit light on reliable stuns. Avalanche is somewhat of a skill shot, and Phoenix has great slows, but I think they need some reliable lockdowns here. And okay, Centaur's won.
Centaur, yeah. Okay, that's an interesting hero.
Yeah, I suggested it last game. You weren't a big fan. I wasn't even considering it here. So why Ember? I guess it's okay catch against all this mobility, right, with the Stampede.
Yeah, I think last game they needed a better hero, like something that helps against the PL and gives them a team fight. It's all right, but Centaur, I wouldn't say like Centaur used to be like one of the better laners against certain type of heroes. Now that the Retaliate is kind of not so good in the lane, I don't consider Centaur that much of a lane winner anymore. I think you can do all right in some lanes. I think more what Centaur does to you is the Stampede, and you can have the Blink Dagger, you can build some auras. It's still not a bad laner, but I think you don't have that good of a lane, or like lane domination potential as you had before. But it's pretty good here with the Stampede. You can definitely get some value out of it. There is some annoying slow like stuns and roots, so it's not the best Stampede game, I would say so, but it's all right. Centaur is all right. Like I wouldn't say it's a great pick, but I don't think it's like a bad pick either. So just like a decent hero that you pick. You had to pick an offlane hero. So
now I think the Centaur probably feels a little less good, and this is kind of the dice roll. There's that class of sort of bruiser, strength, high HP, low armor offlaners, and they dominate against certain heroes that can't quite harass them out. But there's a couple of right clickers that really make your life hell. Monkey King and Ursa are the big 2 that always come to mind. I guess Life Stealer's kind of up there as well. But
so what I can say about this lane, at least, that I feel like, so yeah, Ursa, sure, it can be good against Centaur. However, you have a Phoenix on your lane. If this is the Phoenix Centaur lane, I think they should be able to do completely fine. Not only because the attack slow is really nice against Ursa, but also that you also have the Mirana 5, which is, I don't think he should be allowed to do too much on this lane with the Mirana to help the Ursa. So I think like Centaur can kind of still fight back Ursa at the first few levels because the Fury Swipes on level 1 kind of doesn't stack that well. You have to hit a lot before you start actually dealing damage. And if they just hit him back together with the Phoenix and Centaur, he will always lose that trade. So I don't think it's like... It is a good hero against Centaur once the game goes more and so on. You have the burst potential. It's good against Phoenix as well. But I don't think his laning is going to be as good as maybe some people predict it to be. I think Ursa Centaur, like Ursa in general against some melee...
Oh, you still there? Oh, Discord cut out again. Not a good day for Discord.
Unfortunate.
This is why we use TeamSpeak, us procasters. We need to get you on the TeamSpeak server, Pexu, so we can move on from this Discord crap. We'll set it up for a future cast, but we find the private servers are actually a little more stable. So sorry, what was that? I don't remember where you cut off.
I was just saying about the Ursa matchup and stuff, but yeah, I can say at least that I don't think Ursa is that... Like, people think too much about how good he is against certain lanes. I think at least in this tier of play, I think you can kind of play against Ursa if you understand your matchup. And like I said, he doesn't have the best support to lane. Like Mirana 5, what does he really do to prevent Centaur and Phoenix? Like, you can just hit them, but it's hard to get arrows, for example, on the Centaur when he's playing in the creeps and stuff. So.
All right, so your point is kind of like that whole analysis of like Ursa is really good versus Centaur is kind of it's like a pub projection of if a Centaur doesn't play well, Ursa will demolish him. But if you're playing at the pro level, Centaur knows his limits. He's gonna pull. He's gonna hit jungle creeps. He's not gonna feed, and it'll all be fine. All right, I think that's fair.
I think, I mean, it's not that black and white. There's like a lot of like small plays that can make a difference. I think Ursa is a good hero against Centaur, but at the same time, I feel like if the Centaur and the Phoenix understand the matchup and they play it well, and also what I have been saying many times now, the Mirana 5 is not that strong of a 5 against this type of heroes.
Okay.
So they can really, I feel like they can just bully this Ursa quite a lot on the lane on Team Brazil. But we'll see how it goes.
I think that was kind of what happened before when we saw the support Mirana, if my memory's serving here, that it is just she's a little limited. It reminds me a little bit of like when Willow came out and her cooldowns were really bad. It's like a couple teams tried to do 5 Willow and it just didn't work. You just didn't really do enough. You don't have any range. You don't have enough cooldowns to be able to trade, and you end up just kind of being there.
Yep.
So final bans. Offlaners taken out by Brazil, the Timber and the Underlord. And it looks like Infamous is going to be removing some mids. They've already banned Storm. Invoker's already been taken out, as well as the Necro. You wouldn't want to run Morphling with the Spectre. So who else really dumps on Ember mid?
SF is a decent hero here, I would say, for Team Brazil. It's a really good hero against Ember. It's like a solid hero in general. It should win against Ember in most cases. I think like you have a lot of options. If you just want to look at the lane, I think you can punish Ember quite hard. It's more about what I'm thinking for the game. They probably want a hero that can play, like make a lot of plays and doesn't like it's not too cooldown dependent because they already have Phoenix and Spectre.
You like Kunkka?
Kunkka is okay. It's not great. I think like Queen of Pain. Well, Windranger, Windranger is Windranger is cool as well.
A little unconventional. She's not mega popular in the mid right now.
Yeah. I mean, this could still be a tiny mid as well. Because I'm not sure, like, if the Windranger mid they can definitely do it, but like they have this open possibility still with their heroes. Darkseer. Okay. Yeah, that is a pretty good hero with the Earth Spirit, for sure. Like last pick Darkseer, we don't really see that often anymore. It's normally being picked in the first phase or it's banned. So
this is dope though. This is a really good Darkseer pick.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing with Ursa, amazing with Ember, God tier with Earth Spirit.
Yeah. So you have all those heroes with you, and then you also have the wall that is really good against Spectre as well. You can make that Spectre illusion of yourself later on, and yeah, it is a really good Darkseer game, so I'm surprised it gets this far. I don't think they have really any ways of stopping him from farming. A Spectre will also farm, but I think they're completely fine. The Stark series gonna have a free game, so I think Infamous have a similar lineup to last game. They have like not too many cooldowns, and they can just kind of go from the lanes, play fast. So interested to see how Infamous lineup is gonna work out. And yeah, Team Brazil, they actually have the tiny mid, so it is Wind Ranger 4 and Position 5 Phoenix.
Okay. The mid tiny. You called it all along, buddy. I think you mentioned that at the very beginning. And
Yeah, it's a chance. Like, I think if you pick tiny this early, you should have the potential that you can play it on the mid lane as well.
I see. Oh, that'll be cool. He should have an okay lane there. This is your opportunity to look like a seer yourself. Will the Ursa buy Battle Fury?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
I think he's either gonna go for Midas or drums, depending how they wanna play.
Okay.
Both are pretty good, I would say.
It might depend a little bit what build Costabile goes for as well. If he commits to a Midas, I think Ursa will feel very safe committing to a Midas as well.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think Battle Fury has any reason. Like, I don't think Battle Fury does like any reason. There's no cleave. There is also no Hector in this game, which would maybe buy it. If it was Hector, I would maybe say that sure he might buy it. But
okay.
I think Pakas, at least looking at the last game, I think he had a pretty normal build for the gyro. So I would expect somewhat of a normal build as well from the Ursa in this game as well. But yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, Pakas, I don't know as well. And I guess since we have a moment here, maybe I'll type his name into Dota Buff and see what kind of items he likes to buy. Because he doesn't have a Liquipedia page. Peksu, do you remember the day that you got a Liquipedia page? Is that a milestone for players, or do you guys not give a shit about that kind of stuff?
I guess it's cool. I mean, I wouldn't say it's something like life-changing for me, but it's it's nice to get something there. But yeah,
it's changed now, I guess. It used to just be kind of like open information. Like, I made my Liquipedia page way back in the day, and I remember it was like, I think after I got hired at BTS in like 2014. And I remember after I made it, somebody at Liquipedia saw my submission on the back end and messaged me and said, "Hey, this looks really good. Here's a couple suggestions. Thanks for contributing. This is awesome." And now they have like a threshold if you have to play in X amount of games or cast an event of a certain threshold. Like, not everybody gets a Liquipedia page, so it's a little more exclusive.
I mean, the funny thing in my Liquipedia page that my name is even typed wrong there, but for like 2 years now. But I have been too lazy to ever like say anything about that, so I'm just going with the flow.
Is it your real name that's misspelled?
Yeah, there's like one E is missing from my first name, but that stuff happens.
I see. How do you say your first name?
Peetu.
Peetu.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a soft E. It's like I bet most Americans say P2.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, you like non-Finnish kind of say it like that anyway as well. So
Peetu.
But I try to pronounce it to English people as well the way that I like to get it pronounced. So.
Wow. So how about that last name? You've got a lot of the I don't know what those A's are called.
They're like you can say that. So
Betty.
I have some of them. I have some of them on my name for sure. Yeah. That's not too easy to say for at least like I would say not even Scandinavians. Like, I mean, we have some similarities, but there are some differences as well there in the languages. So, but we have some of those same letters.
All right. I hope this question doesn't sound offensive, but are saunas really as big a part of Finnish culture as I think they are?
That's not offensive, man. They're like, pretty big. Yeah,
it's a big thing. Like, how often do you sauna?
Maybe like once a week, maybe 2 times a week sometimes.
Like, do you have one in your house, or do you go somewhere to sauna?
Yeah, I have one in my house. Yeah.
That's like normal? Most Finns have a home sauna.
At least if you're like not living like a flat apartment or something. If you live in like an let's say normal apartment, yes, it's kind of normal.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And you like really believe in the health benefits? You think it's really good for you?
Yeah, I think it's also pretty relaxing and gives you like this nice little feeling after like if you have done like stress relief or whatever. Yeah, I think it's nice. I mean, there's some people who do it like I don't know every day of the week, but I think that's a bit hardcore. I'm not that into that too much. I do it like once or two times a week, and that's enough for me.
Okay, that's. I mean, I've done it a couple times. It does feel good. Mostly, I think
Yeah.
last Dota pit or last time we were at. I think the last event I went to. I don't even remember where it was. It was so long ago now. They had a really nice setup, and they had a sauna, and then they had the cold shower afterwards, where it was
Okay,
like
yeah.
cold on your head but warm on your body, and it was.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty nice. Scriff was showing us how to do it. He was pretty hardcore though.
All right.
Ooh.
There's the hardcore version. When you go in winter, you go to sauna, and then after that you go to like ice lake, which is like there's like a hole in the ice. That's some hardcore stuff that I haven't even been able to do. But
Is that a
those
health
hardcore-
thing? Like, is that just for fun? Is it a
I
challenge?
think
or-
I don't know. I think it's like some crazy thing that some fans like to do. I don't like to do it. It's fucking. I think it's insane, but that they like to do it. But I don't know.
Wow.
I wouldn't say it's healthy. I don't even know.
Do people die
exactly
doing
what
that? Because it is a little dangerous, right? Like you could freeze to death if you.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think you just quickly go to there and then you go back to the like. It's like quick,
It's a
like
dip. Okay.
yeah, it's like you go to like 10 seconds and then you're out. Like you can't be there for a long time for sure. It's
Okay.
something like can you dare to do it or something like that. But overall, if obviously if you're there for a long time, it can be some health issues there as well. I guess I would think so at least.
That's
But,
still
yeah.
pretty cool though. That's it's impressive. I agree. I don't know. I've jumped into ice cold water before. There's a glacier because there's a bunch of mountains in Colorado. We've done that before, and it is really refreshing. It makes you feel alive. It's kind of cool. But anyway, here we go. Tiny versus Ember Spirit mid. A nice melee matchup here. Should be fairly even, I'd imagine. And then
Yeah,
what do we have?
that's,
5 Phoenix now. I keep calling him KG. I think it's because I watched that Adam Sandler movie on Netflix with Kevin Garnett, and he calls him KG. So sorry about that. It's KJ. I gotta get this right.
Yeah.
Pretty tough off lane though. I think Michael and Pepita should be able to pressure pretty well.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Like, I think the both off laners are gonna have an okay time. I think Infamous is gonna pull out. Like, they should be able to harass them more. Like, the more the lane goes on. Obviously, when Ursa gets more levels in the Fierce Swipe, it's gonna be more annoying for the Centaur. But first few levels, they should be kind of doing fine here. Mid lane, very even lane for sure, and then the bottom lane is kind of like a trade lane that I think both teams are gonna farm. But they do have the Earth Spirit and the Darkseer thing, so I think with the Iron Shells, Michael can do some stuff around the map as well later on.
Is your open mic on, or did you forget to sit? Somebody said that no co-caster in Dota.
I think I have it. I may have. Did I? I think I sit.
I didn't look. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, I have open mic on and I do have the settings right, but
Okay.
I think I sat down. I'm not 100% sure though. Maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like thinking, did I sit down or not? Okay.
Okay. Well, no. The guy says, "Never mind. My computer is dumb. I think. I guess. Sorry." So maybe we're good.
Alright,
I read
alright.
too much into one error report. My bad. So we got Michael doing a creep pull here, and it looks like they're going to try to punish this, and he'll be forced to TP a little bit close. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
And haven't really checked in too much on the top lane. We got Flea on the Wind Ranger, and he's laning here with Tavo's Centaur, the 4 Wind Ranger, and putting some decent pressure on the Ursa. A lot of trading up top.
Yeah, this is kind of how you have to play the lane. You have to trade your life to, like, HP to the Ursa. Otherwise, the Ursa is gonna be able to harass you out of lane. But I like what they're doing on top lane with Team Brazil. Like, they're definitely abusing the factor that how not like weak Mirana is not like on the lane, and also the thing that Ursa is still level 2, level 1 that doesn't have those Fury Swipes levels yet too much.
You know, how come Ursas don't get a value point and empower earlier? They usually wait till what, like level 7, level 8 sometimes before we see it.
It's just kind of like overpower, right?
Yeah, the attacks one.
Yeah. That's it just feels kind of bad skilling that spell nowadays. Like level 1, that spell is just really not so strong. It's a long cooldown, and it also takes away from your other spells. I feel like skilling Earthshock and Fierce Swipe so early is like so much better on your lane. When you think about overpower, what does it really help you on the lane? Long cooldown spell with 3 attacks that you get attack speed, but it also takes away from your other spells. So that's, I think, the biggest thing about it.
Yeah, I guess you really do like want to max Fury Swipe.
Yeah.
Ursa has that problem. He kind of wants everything. So
yeah. And Fierce Earthshock is pretty much better spell at this point nowadays on lane. You can just pressure way better on the lane with that spell.
And the improved cooldown with no additional
Nice
mana
kill with
cost.
Flea.
Ooh, Flea. That was beautiful.
That was a
Wind
nice snipe there. Just getting a free kill there, so...
And bottom
nice
lane
play there.
now, Pepita. It's going to be another kill. 2-0. Costa Bile going to try to get away. Michael, no cooldowns. And the Spectre will get to salve up. Good start for Team Brazil. Michael also going to salve up himself, and that'll get knocked off. Rolls in, and a nice setup. KJ popped by the Earth Spirit. Still has that Ion Shell on, so a little extra damage. This is that duo we're talking about. It's deadly, and it's not even in its full form.
Oh. Does he get the hit? No. Now he might be in trouble himself if they want to turn. No, okay, they don't want to go in.
Yeah, the same thought. No boots on the Darkseer yet. And what was the rune? Arcane now in the bottle. Well, was in the bottle of KXY. CS still very even, though.
Pretty even game again. I don't think... I think maybe Team Brazil is getting slightly ahead with the kills as well. The first blood going their way, and the last hits are a bit going the better as well. Like Centaur also, like we see, not having he's having a pretty good time in this top lane. Like I kind of saw it. It's like if this Mirana was a different 5, like a really strong 5 with like I don't know, like a Lich Undying type of stuff, I think then the Centaur would definitely have not as good time. But Mirana has some weaknesses as a 5 for sure. Sure, your arrows can be nice, but it's pretty hard to land them when you're playing on the creep waves. Like it's not realistic that you're ever gonna hit that Centaur with that. So
wow. Getting away with it. 2-1. Pretty low skill, or low kill game, rather. High skill, low kill. Spectre leading the net worth as we come up on 6-minute power runes. Speaking of Spectre, now pressured a lot. That double Ion Shell, it's nasty. They're not going to commit for a kill, but able to pressure hard whenever they want to.
Mostly when there's going to be more levels, it's going to be a lot more action as well happening in the game. So Pakas might end up dying here. Oh, he has a Fairy Fire. Be fine.
Oh, Tiny.
Nice little play from him there.
ADR.
Wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, the tree over the trees.
So yeah, Team Brazil definitely being having a better start of the game than in the last game. So
yeah,
doing pretty good for themselves right now.
But the real check mark's going to be in about 10 minutes. That's where last game they played well in the lanes. It's this same sort of dynamic of individually they're all really good. Head to head in the lanes, they're fine. It's that 5-man kind of decision making, choosing when to commit, when to back up. Needs to be a little more tight, but off to the right start here. And I mean, this Darkseer lane's going really well.
Yeah, it's going good. It's kind of like trading lanes again. Every core is farming pretty well. Supports of Team Brazil having better time though, so that is a nice thing for going for them.
I guess I exaggerated a little. It is pretty even. Centaur is only like a 2 CS behind. At least Tavo's going to get a game. And he's gone for this more hybrid build. I actually haven't seen this as much. It's a 1-2-2. 2 points in Retaliate instead of maxing the Hoof Stomp Double Edge.
Yeah.
So less damage.
I haven't seen that as well, I think. But it's not too bad as well.
Is this specifically against Ursa, perhaps? Okay.
Yeah, it might be.
In pretty deep. I'm going to try to punish this Wind Ranger. Michael's here as
coming
well.
up with Iron Shell.
A 3v3. Tavo still pretty tanky in the front line. Only level 5, though. ADR, a lot of damage into Michael. But now Tavo's low. And Pakas will finish him off. Shackle comes out a little too late. 3-2 now. Taunting his way under tower. Look at that little baby Ursa. So excited to witness a kill.
For sure. Have been lucky with the chest.
You've got the baby Ursa?
No, I didn't get it. But I don't have that hype of a Battle Pass level either, so...
Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. Michael, he's going to be in trouble here. Costa Bile, he'll reality in. This is a good haunt, and they're going to look for more. KXY has a Remnant down, jumps across.
Might get the Shackle here.
Haste Rune, though, what a perfect escape
now
this
Flea
is.
might just die as well.
Actually looks to turn. Searing Chains, that'll stop the TP, and Flea's done. Arrow not going to connect, and KXY... he'll just be on the run. Yeah, that's haste. Spectre can't do anything.
Yep. Pretty good. Nice for Infamous there. They get the Tiny kill as well, so... Tiny TPing top, actually. They want to kill Pakas here. He's going to toss him in.
This looks a pretty deadly setup. Ursa does have Enrage.
Might be fine here.
Bottle charges. Yep, combo going to be on cooldown. Gets the
Courier
courier.
died,
That's
Oh, he has a ward here, though. Kofi is gonna get him, I think. He's a jump here.
Avalanche. Can he get this?
He
Toss. There it is. Very nice. Wow, he gets the friendly tip from his teammate. What's going on here? These guys. Wow. I thought tips were to be reserved for aggression. This is like some morale tipping.
Nice to give the tips for your teammates as well when they do a good job. Don't always need to be the offensive one, you know?
Apparently not. Yeah, KJ goes down, unfortunately, so it'll be short-lived morale boost, but...
So Kofi is playing really aggressive, or I guess 4DR is playing really aggressive on this top lane. Just keep staying here for like the last 2-3 minutes. He's been just playing on this lane, kind of ignoring the mid lane and giving Ghostability the lane.
Chase down.
Oh, KXY is stopped.
They cut off Tavo. A nice shackle. Tavo.
This is Stampede Ray though, so they can turn this around, yeah.
Yeah, so tanky with that Hooded Defiance on. Costabile comes in, and Infamous, they are in trouble. They've lost 2. And maybe even 3. KXY jumps over the Roche pit. On the run. Almost gets another rune. Double damage denied as Wind Ranger hit by an arrow. It still might not be enough, though. KXY with a nice slight dodge. Still a stun. Gets the counter kill onto Tavo at least. But a 1 for 3. Not ideal for Infamous.
This is good for Brasil though, because they have a more greedy of a lineup. And they just need to get this game delayed as much as they can. So when they're winning fights like this, it does make their, like, they should feel pretty confident when the game is going like this, that they want the game to be stale and they want to get the farm. So whenever they're winning these fights, it really benefits their lineup more than it does Infamous, because you can see how underfarmed this Ursa is right now. He's going for the drums. He doesn't even have a face boost yet. Or actually, no, he does have face boost on the courier. But still, like, not having the best time on this Ursa, even though he had a like lane against the Centaur, just showed that it wasn't that easy to lane against him, and the Centaur having a pretty nice game already.
Blame the 5 Marana. That's what it all comes back to. Potom, we better see some epic Moonlight Shadow rotations. I think that is one of the bigger contributions, aside from arrows and the action against Egg. It's like having these built-in smokes that you can use. It allows you to constantly be a threat of initiation, and there comes a certain point where it's, you know, there aren't enough sentries to cover the whole map, so it's easy to get caught off guard.
Yep. It's definitely a nice factor of having Mirana, even as a support. Just this little Moonlight Shadow can make 1 or 2 fights make a difference at least.
Flea. Yeah, he's just going to go MKB first item. Not surprising. Pretty classic stuff for the Wind Ranger. And Blink Dagger queued up for Tiny. Still some farming to go. Everything looking pretty standard.
Yep. Nothing special in the item apartment. There's a pipe coming for the Centaur, so that is gonna be a really big. I do like this item a lot in this game. They're against the Darkseer, Ember, Earth Spirit, so the pipe is gonna help a lot.
KJ caught in the mid lane, makes a little space bottom for Pockets to finish off that tier 1 tower. So cutting into that gold lead as Infamous continue to pressure now the tier 1 mid. And not much of a defense mounted yet. ADR, he's going to start moving in. A little bit threatening. Has a full mana bar.
Should kill this guy here.
Now he's stunned up, although in comes Costabile. Tavo, they're going to set up onto Papita, but not enough damage. That Darkseer is just going to scoot away. And now Pakas in, maybe ready to fight. Only level 8, but a vacuum back. They get the Phoenix. KJ dead again. Michael low, but again, just not enough follow-up damage. And now they'll have a surge, and that'll be enough to chase down Flea. And that's one of the things about this lineup. No matter how far behind this Ursa is, you've got this Darkseer that can enable him so much between the surge and the Ion Shell. Look at this. It's a triple kill for Pakas. This is incredible. It's so good. I'm stuttering over here.
It's just really nice. Like, their lineup, like I said, they don't need too much. They have low cooldowns. And they can just keep kind of using these Ion Shells and the Darkseer surges and the Ember just sliding in all the time with the Shiny Chains. Just constantly poking and making the fight annoying. And even though you have these good teamfight abilities, they can kite them pretty well and then eventually just
harass them to death. So, but still, like they don't get that. At least they defend the tower, so it's kind of good still for Team Brazil. Sure, they lose the fight, but they're still in a decent position in the game. They just need to get this farm going and try to hold this mid tower, so Infamous doesn't get this tower and be able to pressure more on the map as well.
Well, some more movements mid. Both teams really focused on these middle objectives, and the Dyers will once Dire will once again be the aggressors. Arcane Rune now in the bottle of the Ember Spirit. Buffed up, Ion Shell. Who are we gonna find?
Michael, he missed the chain though.
Shackle. Short-lived. Now looking for the Tiny. He's pretty low on mana, and that'll set up into an easy arrow. Tavo's ulti not going to be enough.
That's actually one thing we did not mention, but that's a really nice way of using this Mirana 5 as well. Just like having the Mirana in general, you max out the arrow, or almost max out the arrow, and you have this Ember maxing the chain, so you can even get these longer range arrow setups, and just a nice kill for the Tiny. Even though you have the Stampede, it doesn't really help when you're just stunned.
Wind Ranger
I
maybe
think Flea's
in
gonna
trouble
ride too.
here. Yeah, he's only got brown boots, 2 points in Wind Run, and that's the same combo. Searing Chains, arrow.
It's just really cool to see what they're doing. Like they have this surging this Ember with Ion Shell running around. Then you have this arrow following up. So they're just constantly making pressure on the side of Team Brazil and not letting them farm too much. Only Costa Villa is kind of free farming on their side of the map right now, or like the enemy side of the map. The rest of them are not getting that much base. Fortier has been really close to this blink for like 2-3 minutes now, but he's been just like not getting that farm and even died once. So
the gold lead is slowly shifting. Win rate still pretty even, so coming down to execution. An exciting game 2 in this best-of-3 series.
Infamous still needs to be careful how they take the fight, because 5-on-5 it's still not that easy to win the fight.
Is this like an all mid? Spectre's gonna haunt in. Tavo low won't be enough to save him. Nice vacuum from Pepita. And now they'll split. Is there detection? Dust already on Michael. He'll get tossed. That finishes him off, and that makes it a 1-for-1, but support for Core. So favoring Infamous once again. More pressure on the tier 1. Arrow does connect onto Tiny. And that now makes it a 1-for-2. KXY takes some big damage. Wind Ranger commits the ultimate. He does have that remnant, but actually dies. KJ finishes him off with the fire.
He was playing a bit too cocky there. I think he... Like, he had the remnant for all time, but he just wanted to max out the change and then get out, but he got too much damage, and
I kept thinking, like, does he not have a remnant down? Surely he would have jumped by now, but then the logic kicked in of, well, he never would have gone that deep if he didn't have a remnant. I mean, surely, right? And, didn't do the math on that one. And the tower does manage to stay standing outside of deny range. They do use the glyph, but it is another defense, and Team Brazil have put a lot of resources into maintaining this tower as we hit another pause.
It's just an important tower that they need to defend, because if you let this tower fall, it's going to be way easier for Infamous to get the access to your triangle and also get more access to your jungle. So you want to hold this tower as best you can. And it's also a good way for you to take a fight. You don't really want to run into them because you don't have vision, but every time they come to your tower, you will take a fight on your terms. So it's better.
Hopefully just a quick reconnect for Tavo. Taking a look at item progression here. KJ, he's gone for the Veil on the Phoenix. And Pepita now has Guardian Greaves on the Darkseer. And there's the Maelstrom right as we resume, delivered for the Ember. So some big items coming out. This first round getting completed is also tier 2 items coming out of the jungle.
They have some nice items right now that they could look to abuse that a little bit and try to go for like a smoke move to this mid tower and secure the tower. Papita is gonna die here.
Yep, Shackle's an easy setup as it turns out.
Really good kill hit there.
But Tavo, he's gonna be an easy target for the arrow. Bigger the body, bigger the frame. Not actually, but in that case, another easy setup in terms of Searing Chains into arrow. They've done this combo now like 4 times in a row, and there's not a great answer for it. They dip Michael in the mid lane, so more pickoffs.
Yeah.
And it's not done yet. Ember Spirit, he jumps in the back line. There's a Supernova available. They almost get KXY. Shackle doesn't connect, but Flea finds it with the power shot. Again, just a little too aggro with his positioning, and they punish it hard. Not respecting the burst damage. Double damage on Tiny.
Papita as well a bit in. Okay, should be fine though. But yeah, they're doing good stuff on Team Brazil now. Also, Costa Villa just finished his Manta, so they have a really good timing coming up here in the next 25 seconds when they have the horn. So it's gonna be a hard fight for Infamous to take. I feel like the next upcoming fight.
Still grouped up about the mid. I think Dire posturing around this mid lane like they're still focused on the mid tier 1 as their primary objective. So we may see another one of these. And a mid skirmishes break out. Yes, it's a 4-hero smoke now. They're going to bait with the Ursa mid. And up top, who do they catch? It's the Spectre. Perfect. Michael does get taken out. Costa Vila pops the ulti. Actually still alive. The Sunray heals him up. He's trying to run. Nice spot. And does find the high ground. Ends up being a 1-for-0 favoring Team Brazil. The power of the Phoenix right there. A beautiful save.
They do use all their spells though, so they could kind of think about going in again.
Yep, there's that combo. Phoenix going to get popped, I think. Tossed back by the Tiny. A nice attempted save from ADR, but it won't be enough. Now the buffs on Ursa get deployed. Tavo on the run, but he'll get locked down. Searing Chains, great shackle. But again, it won't be enough. Buyback from the Phoenix. Infamous, they'll back up, reset, head back to the wall of Replica. And I think happy just to force a buyback. That's about 1,000 gold swing.
Infamous could think about Russia now as well, because they used every ulti on side of Brazil. And also, you're already set up here, and you know where they're playing. So I think if Pakas wants, he could just go Russian right now.
Michael
is also making space, so Rush could be a very good. Yeah, I like this play a lot from inside of Infamous.
Yeah, although
they have some idea though. Tavo is sleeping in.
There is a ward in mid, so they saw some of these movements towards the pit. Maybe suspicious, but they don't have hard confirmation. KXY trying to make space in the mid. Roche falling very quickly.
Yeah, this should be free. Yeah.
There it is. Pakas gets it.
They can also just keep going right now. They still have 60 seconds without the haunt. They know it. Tavo is...
that was a nice stun. I might actually save him.
Here, yeah. So Costa Vila going for the Skadi next, not going for the Diffusal. A bit surprised by that. Skadi being pretty expensive item. Sure, he has a Manta, but I think Diffusal would be really nice for this game.
It's a little peculiar too, because now I think if Skadi is an item that like counters these healing heroes, if there was a Necro on the other team or something, then maybe Skadi makes a little more sense. In this case, I agree. It's got a rough build up, and it's very tanky, but I feel like you kind of want to be able to kill people. Maybe he feels like if he can just live against the Ursa and get the utility of the slow, that'll be enough. They can kind of kite him and mitigate his damage output.
I mean, the Skadi is not a bad item. I'm just thinking, is it too greedy for him? Because like they're kind of even right now, but they have a really good timing on Infamous now. So going for like the Diffusal is like a bit cheaper version, and it's still really good with the Manta. So I think that could be better, but we'll see. Maybe it does work out. It's not like I don't think the Skadi is bad either. I think it's just a more greedier one. So if they get away with it, I think it is a better choice.
Okay. We'll see. And this is where Infamous just have a lot more options with that Moonlight Shadow. It's just expired, but gives them opportunities to continually pressure. Let's see some battle.
Yeah, they really have a lot of vision on around this top lane on side of Infamous, so it's something. Oh, KXY goes in. That's
now the haunt. A little bit of help though.
On KXY.
Papita's here, Guardians.
So they use haunt, but they also use wall. But I think Infamous is happy about that. Now they can just run in with the Surged Ursa with Aegis and just bully them out of the map again.
Yep, looking for Tavo. Another nice stun, but Pakas.
It's a nice combo as well. The
net.
Yep.
Arrow barely off the mark. The Sunray will heal up Tavo.
Maybe going a bit too deep here though.
Michael, yeah, his roll's going to get blocked, and he's brought down. Mikey again.
They are strong, but maybe playing a bit too overexcited here and trying to like go too deep for this play. Sure, they can pressure them, but I think like just getting them away from the farming is good enough. Don't need to dive them so deep if you're not like all there. Because now what you did, you basically got them out, but you fed them kills, and now they just gonna take this area again. So I would much more prefer that, you know, just get them out and take the area from them so they don't have that space to farm.
Oh, that arrow ended up being beautiful. The force staff still wasn't enough. Yeah, like there's even a tier 1 tower standing top still at full health.
Yeah.
So that was certainly an aggressive dive. Michael's eyes were a little big there. But same concept, Haunt on cooldown for 70, so they're still going to play aggressive.
I do like what Pakas is buying though. He's going for the Basher next now. He has this Sanjin Yash, and then probably later on gonna make a set tonic. So he's gonna go all out this like status resistance and the Basher build, and it's just gonna be a very great tool against the Centaur and Spectre to deal with them later on.
Yeah, definitely. Spectre, slow and steady, has the first multi-orb, 1,200 gold, so making good progress.
Yeah, he's farming, and the thing is that what Infamous lineup is good at is that they're really good at fighting and like this constantly running at you. They do lack on push supportments. Like Ursa doesn't really take these towers with this type of item build, so them taking towers will be a long process that they will need to deal with.
Flee now. Force staff this time, jukes the arrow. Alright, Stampede used, but he will live. Brazil clearly just trying to dodge fights until this big item comes out. Playing it right though, staying on the other side of the map, recognizing that Infamous are moving aggressively, and they'll do the same to counteract it, and at least they've got a jungle to farm.
Yep. They're just farming their side, the ancients and stuff, like even though they're forcing them away, they're still finding places to farm, so nice stuff from Team Brazil there. They might jump Michael here.
He's got backup though, and could be a little fight in the top side. Flee on the run. Okay, he'll be fast enough.
They're pretty split at here. Like now Michael is just gonna feed here probably. Or maybe it's fine. It's fine. He's gonna be low here though.
Yeah, they don't want to commit for it, although Flee, he's gonna get caught. The shackle does grab him. Follow up from the Ursa. Force staff is available, makes it up to the high ground. No more Aegis. Michael comes rolling in. He is not scared.
There's a lot of space that Flea is doing there, because now Costabile is still getting a farm, and he's starting to get away with this Scuddy now. He's getting closer and closer to it, so once he gets the item, it's gonna make her really tanky, and at the same time it's also gonna give that potential of killing this Mirana and this Ember pretty easily as well. So
follow up
nice
arrow. Yeah, that'll hit the Tiny. And not enough for the kill again. KJ, nice save there.
That's all strong.
Haunt from
they do use the Haunt a bit weird though.
Reality's to the bottom of the fight. Shackle latches. Both teams just kind of poking right now.
Yeah, it's hard for either team to commit, because it's like, oh, Pagas just wants to go in again.
He sure does. This Ursa's playing nice and aggro. They'll toss him up. Good combo from the Tiny. Gets Excel low. He's tanking that tier 2. They will connect, though, onto Wind Ranger and Flee. I don't think he's going to have an out. And ADR gets killed by the Ursa. Flee runs north. Arrow almost connects as Michael comes in. And they'll finally bring him down. 2 dead.
They're just getting kills, but they need to just keep, like, you can see that even though they get these kills, they're not gonna get this tower, so in theory still, in theory I still would say Team Brazil is not feeling too bad about these stats. Whenever they're like still, their cores are still surviving and kind of fighting. I mean, sure, Tiny died there, but Spectre is the biggest thing. Like, Spectre is gonna win them the game, so if he gets to farm like this, I think Infamous is never gonna feel too good about this type of kills. They will feel fine, but it's still like Spectre is getting bigger and bigger.
Most definitely. And actually lost his courier. So that'll slow things down, but
actually has to run the top probably to buy the item, so
yeah.
But they have a Haunt coming up in 25 seconds again, so I think with this newly purchased Scuddy, they could think about a smoke on Team Brazil and think about maybe just catching them. They know that they're playing really fast, so they can take a surprise fight with this Scuddy right now. And there's gonna be a fight.
Okay,
They're actually running at
smoke
the
up.
Spectre though. Oh, this is bad though. If they get to go on the Spectre for free.
Haunt still down for 5. They could smoke to chase, but they're not going to be able to get there. They're hesitating a little bit. Good Manta. But can Spectre's team actually get here? There's nowhere for him to jump to. He does jump to the backside, and that's actually going to be enough. Pepito was too far away. They commit the wall, and still
they don't have
won't
hold
find the
on.
kill.
He has to run, so they can still fight this, I think, on the side of Infamous.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to destroy Flea. And the rest of Team Brazil, can they make the escape? No. Centaur, he's going to be kicked back. Now Tavo's in trouble. Follow-up damage will be plenty. ADR, though, still posturing. They'll use the Phoenix Egg around the tower. And I guess it doesn't hurt, but not enough to save Tavo and doesn't really change the tide. Ursa, he gets surged up, jumps right down. A lot of confidence out of this guy.
Yeah, he just feels really strong with the Surge. But they do need to get to these lanes, and they need to push out these waves as much as they can on side of Infamous. Surge are getting these kills, but it's like still a lot of all the tier 2s are still alive, and you're in a good position on Infamous, but I would still say that most of these fights have gone the way that they have not gotten ever to use a good haunt. So once there's gonna be one good haunt, I feel like it can completely change the outcome of the fight. So far, they have been good at that. They're being able to go on the Costa Villa, but there's gonna be one fight where they're gonna have a good haunt, and I feel like that can make the difference. I think Infamous is in a good position still, but they have to think about these waves and these towers more as well.
Tiny initiated on mid, and Radiant pretty split up. I don't know if they'll be able to save him here. The Sunray helping a lot, and the arrow actually did miss. It's Tiny absorbing a lot of damage, but Ursa's finally got him in his sights. They break the tree line. Down he goes. Tavo now getting dove. How far are they going to go? Searing Chains do connect. Centaur pretty tanky. He's got that Heaven's Halberd. Drops the Stampede, but it's not going to be enough. They'll use him, and there's no escape now. 2 down.
Yep.
So, but I was going to say right before that fight, like Infamous have done a really good job breaking up this cadence of Team Brazil and kind of forcing them to use their ultimates out of order and not letting them chain them and get those good haunts off to cripple them. But at the same time, it's 30 minutes and they still haven't killed Spectre. Costa Bile is 1-0-9. So, item dropped in the corpse. Missed it there. Oh, okay, he grabbed it. He put it back down.
It's a nice item for maybe the Wind Ranger to have.
Yeah, it's a really good
a
one.
lot of extra damage. So what I'm thinking, what is okay, Puckis is gonna go for the MKB or Satanic. Both are really good items for him to have.
This is an early Roche too. Pretty lucky for Infamous.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. Nice little booster because they can keep up the pace that they're having right now. Game is still even. It does look very even. The Spectre is really farmed, but I would say that Infamous, at least they're taking the towers now and they're taking the objectives, so they're taking a slow lead, like a lead, I feel like, in this game. Or they have been in the lead, but it's like, I would feel like the lead is gonna grow here a bit more, and Tavo might just get caught again.
Yeah, and I think they've got him. Teammates like nearby, but not close enough, and the arrow connects again. Centaur down, no buyback there. Absolutely.
They have way mid.
Roche is worth more as the game goes on, and if they continue to control Roche like this, like even third Roche is going to come out pretty early relative to most games, and that's where even if the Spectre is a little bit ahead or still pretty farmed, they've got options. Basher going to be next on Spectre.
What I don't like too much what they're doing right now, though, on side of Infamous, that they're focusing so much on these supports. When they had this wave pushed in mid, they had one hero killed. They could have just pushed this mid tower, and also at the same time, like, they get the flea kill, but they're all rotating for this kill, and at the same time, Spectre is just farming. The best thing you could have done, I think, there is that just go for this mid tower and force them to DP back to base. Because now you get some kills, but you're still using these Aegis to kill some supports. Now, however, now they might catch Costa Villa here, though.
We'll see. They still have plenty of time, too. This is a fresh Aegis, so...
Yeah.
In onto ADR. Looks like the Spectre will make it back, but the Tiny, he might be a casualty of war. Tavo comes in, not going to be able to save his friend, and now he's just going to be on the run himself. Going to have to stampede, but Searing Chains. Ursa jumps in, follow-up stuns, and I think this Centaur is in trouble. Costa Bile caught by the wall of Replica, magnetized on top. Godlike now for Pakas. They're finally going to get on top of Costa Bile, but the egg goes off. Good stuns, no follow-up damage. Diving a little deep here, though, fellas.
Yeah.
Infamous into the tier 3. There's still a tier 2. Great Shackle does
Shackle.
latch on 2. That could cost the Dark Seer. Pepito with the Greaves. He gets sustained enough, and Flea goes down.
Yep. Okay. Diving the tier 3s. They just need to get the kills. I mean, it is the way of their lineup. They need to get these kills in order to get tower pushes. So,
Yeah. This kind of a weird conundrum for Spectre, where they're almost just like ignoring him and killing his killing his friends. Like 1-0 and 9, but it doesn't matter if you can't kill anybody in return.
yeah. So the Spectre does have a lot of farm and a lot of items, but it's still like it's like this kind of like this tanky. You get this kind of bristleback vibe of feeling a Spectre as well. Again, like sure you're farmed, but it's like how much do you do with this farm still? Fights are not like he can't. It's the annoying thing is that also he cannot kill these supports. Normally Spectre is like really annoying when you can just kill the supports right off the bat with the Haunt. But the Mirana just has a leap, and also Earth Spirit is really hard to kill with this Yule. So it's like not like Spectre can just go in and Haunt and just kill someone and start off the fight.
Yeah.
Now he does have a Basher, so it might be a bit easier, but it's still not gonna be like it shouldn't be that easy to still for the Spectre to just do the thing that he wants to do.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And a lot of these games, like Crystal Maiden, she can just get destroyed by the illusion even if she doesn't itemize right. But Earth Spirit's so tanky, so mobile, and one advantage to the position 5 Mirana, and now she's got the leap attack speed, so she actually is an effective counter to this Phoenix. We kind of mentioned that before, but the egg, got to be a little more cautious with it. And look at the confidence on this Ursa. He just jumps in there, Aegis in hand, not a fear in the world. Tier 3 tower still standing. Tabo looking for the counterplay. Stampede, but a counterplay from Pepita on top. Wall back, and immediately Team Brazil have to retreat. Costa Pila in the front line, bashed up, stun, defensive toss. That'll keep him alive. But now the egg, this thing's going to get destroyed. Phoenix will be the first one to go down. Has a buyback, but this looks like a tough hold for Team Brazil. They're just getting run down by this Ursa.
Being tossed in, though.
They get the Ember. Yeah, that's nice. I think Infamous have overcommitted just a pinch. Another vacuum through the wall. And they will sound the retreat here with Ember dead.
Shackle as well.
Axel will fall. And they're also going to get Pepita. This is really nice. Are they even going to get more now? Podcast pushed in, and one at a time, Infamous going to get ripped apart. Some of this league going to be destroyed, and this is what you get for diving, fellas. Big-time punishment. You had the Aegis. You thought you were gods. He's going to look for a kill before he dies, and does get it on the KJ. It's a dieback on the Phoenix, but a small consolation prize for handing over a godlike streak, 800 gold bounty to Costa Bile. And even a Haunt now to make it a clean sweep. Double kill. He'll secure that bounty up top. Nicely done.
Yeah, so that's the... I will say that Flea has been playing really well in this game. I feel like so many times we see like a double shackle from him and just giving this potential of turning this fight so often. So really nice done from the Wind Ranger there. But yeah, Infamous getting a little bit too overexcited there. That's the problem with their lineup. Like you said, they don't really get the best tower push on their lineup, so they have to kill these heroes. But diving that deep, you should expect the enemy team to have some type of buybacks. It's gonna be really risky, and this is gonna be most likely one set of racks on for Team Brazil, unless they might feel a bit too scared when their spirit is gonna be up. But
yeah, they'll probably get the tower. We'll see if they can finish off the barracks. Ursa, no buyback, down for 30, but Wall, vacuum. This will help slow them down. They force a BKB out of the Tiny, and now Brazil think they want to play this safe. Still some HP, a potential to turn if they chase too far out. TPs, Tiny makes it. Now they're split. This is when things can get dicey, but a Stampede to help extend the gap, and everyone will get out safe. Barracks held, tier 3, a little bit low, but it stays standing.
No Spectre does have Abyssal though, so the next fight is gonna be pretty hard for Infamous. Pagas will try to farm his MKB, which is pretty close to. That's gonna be a nice item as well for him, because he's gonna be able to kill those Centaurs and Wind Rangers way easier. So, but still, I would say the game is really close, and it's gonna come down to this one next fight, because Roshan is also about to respawn. So Roshan is gonna be the next objective, and I think whoever wins the next fight is gonna have a good like shot at winning this game right now. It's a really close game.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely a game where it feels like Roche 3 is going to be the game changer. Spectre with Aegis, Cheese, and a Refresher Shard, for example. Double Haunt. Yeah, that sounds like a potential game ender. But then you look at this Dire, and it's the same kind of thing.
They're smoking up right now.
Movement in the river. Who are they going to find up top? It's the Mirana, not the target they wanted. Haunt gets dropped, and KXY nearby, but he's got the Aghanims. Not an easy target to connect on unless you've got an Abyssal Blade. Counterplay from Pepita, not going to be enough, and now maybe he's going to be in trouble.
They might buy back here on Ember, and they might take the fight still. We'll see.
And there it is. Ready to hop back in as Tavo gets low. Shackle does not latch. They bring down Flea right away. Tavo follows shortly after. Looks like a good magnetize, and now Costa Bile, can they find him? Michael eats the combo from the Tiny, but another setup from this Darkseer. Ursa has enough damage that they've gotten Costa Bile, no buyback available, and now ADR in trouble. He goes down. Wind Ranger, the only one with buyback, and now their base is going to take heavy damage. Creeps in the mid lane already pushed in.
It's also Phoenix without the buyback, but really nice buyback from the Ember there. Sure, they get the kill on the Ember there, and it does feel nice, but you basically used every ultimate there, and then Opakas is just going in. Oh boy, that's
okay.
Yeah, it's a nice kill.
I mean, this is maybe even GG territory. You've got like a whole minute here.
If they realize that the throne is exposed, that they don't have buybacks, but it's still the problem with their lineup, like we said, is it's just this tower push. You would see so many lineups at this time of the. You have 22k net worth Ursa. If this was like a Terrorblade or something like that, these towers would explode so much faster. But so that's the good thing of this for Team Brazil. So I think they might just get this side of the racks, maybe the other side, and then go for Roshan, because they know Roshan should spawn really soon, or they should have the timer about it. So
35 seconds, and he'll be back. So they'll see what damage they can get into this tier 3. Of course, the glyph's already been used.
Yeah. So even though this Rex is gonna probably fall, and Infamous probably gonna get the Rex, still I would say Team Brazil is still gonna have a good chance. They have one fight where they have to win this Russian fight, and Ember has no buyback. So if their other team just has the if Team Brazil just plays with their buybacks, they do know that killing this Ember is like the best kill they can have. So Ember inside of Infamous has to play kind of carefully. And at the same time, also, Team Brazil needs to look for this Ember. And if they catch the Ember, they might just win the fight. So
now, the one upside, though, is that Ember is very close to BKB. So that will help keep him safe during this time with the buybacks. Probably the best item he can buy at this stage of the game.
Yeah. If he gets that, it's really nice. He's a bit, he's pretty close to it, but they're making a smoke move right now on Team Brazil. So he won't have it for the next 30 seconds at least if the smoke is going to find something. So he actually sold something to buy it. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Because the smoke is coming up. It's gonna be a fight here in the river.
Tiny leading the charge. That's his BKB.
Nice BKB from.
There's the Haunt. Spectre hasn't committed yet. Now she jumps in.
Doesn't have detection for the Mirana ulti. Oh my god.
The Tiny barely survives. Down he goes. No buyback available there. Up on the high ground, the Phoenix Egg. It's gonna be close. KXY trying to finish it off, but he'll just duels instead. Might cost Tavo his life. He's brought down low, but they've isolated Ursa.
Is kind of dying, though.
Still fighting on top of the wall.
It's fine
That's
for now.
helping Infamous a lot. They've still got all 5 alive, and they're going to reinitiate. Now this Spectre in big trouble. Pakas gets healed up. And Costa Bile is going to fall. No buyback there, and now this game looks real rough. Flea chase down. I think the wall, we're going to look at the damage breakdown, but I'm pretty sure that wall kicked ass in that last fight. And GG, so it doesn't really matter. But actually, no, the Darkseer didn't do as much as I thought. Huh.
Yeah, it didn't do that much, but it's still like the Iron
It's just Ursa. Yeah. It's just Ursa.
Ursa is doing a lot. At this point, you have all those items on the Ursa. Just the Furious Swipes.